Okay, everybody, welcome to Monk Chat. First of all, I want to thank Prajantimar for helping arrange Monk Chat. Today we have a very special guest. We have Sensei Yogetsu from Japan, who is a Zen monk and also a musician. And this is very important that we see there are many, many ways of spreading the Dharma. Not just in Dharma talks, we can also learn it from other ways, like as in music. So recently I saw Yogetsu at a nightclub. And at the nightclub, before he gave the music, he gave a Dharma talk. And it was a great Dharma talk. Reminded me of Thich Nhat Hanh. Thank you so much, so very much. So gave a Dharma talk, and then he presented the music. And the sutras are in the music. So there are many ways of presenting Buddhism and have the public learn about what Buddhism is about. So I'd like to welcome Sensei Yogetsu. Thank you so much for coming.
So, hello everyone. Thank you, Stephen, for connecting me to this group. This is such a wonderful opportunity for me to meet you, everyone, Thai Buddhist monk, because we have we don't really have any connection between us, Japanese Buddhism and Thai Buddhist monks. And as you see, we are very different. We are on a very different lineage. We have different history, and but we do the same in terms of practicing for our own spiritual awakenings. In Buddhism, we call it nirvana or enlightenment. We call it, yeah, I am very open to learn any kind of spiritual traditions which intention is, of course, for our personal spiritual awakenings. At the same time, of course, our human beings, consciousness revolution that we really need in this planet Earth. So, Buddhism, we have a long history, and there are so many groups. And my perspective is we still have so many opportunity to learn from many different groups, and what the core essence and what we really need to spread in this modern society. So I became a Buddhist monk about 8 years ago. It's because I decided myself to follow my father's footsteps. In Japan, I say 95% of Buddhist monks or priests, they were born in a temple family. So their father is a Buddhist priest. The father is managing the temple, local temple. So if you are born in that family, and if you are the oldest son, you basically have a duty to succeed your father and to maintain the temple. So what's the main function of the Japanese temple? So what we do is doing funerals and memorial services. Memorial services we do for the first year, third year, and seventh year, and 13th, 17th, and 23rd, which is the numbers as actually coming from the, it's kind of like numerology from old like Indian the beliefs. And so that's how also we have a ceremony after 49 days after someone died. In Thailand you do 49 after the period of the void. after someone die. And 49 days in Japan, in Japanese Buddhism, like we believe that there is like 49 days between in this realm and another realm. So 49 days, like we going we going to journey 49 days, remembering back our this lifetime, remembering our experience, what we experienced this lifetime, and kind of integrate this whole experience, then going to another realm, which is also the point that you come back to this this world again as a reincarnation. That's what we with Japanese Buddhism always says after, like, people in the sadness, and hey, we gonna have another ceremony after 49 days. It's called like 49 days ceremony. And after that, we have here like a 1 year memorial service, 3 years, 7 years, which is derived from kind of old Indian something like traditions, I suppose. So anyway, so our main job is actually maintain our temples, doing funerals and memorial services for our members, which actually started about 150 to 200 years ago. That's back in old times. Japanese government at the samurai era, you know samurai, right? So at that era, some shogun, some emperor of samurai decided, hey, Japanese Buddhist monks do funerals and stuff. And then the priest of Shintoism, we have a regional Japanese religion, spiritual animism. It's called Shintoism. And Shintoism is all about, we believe every single thing it has a God inside, like a Buddha, like we in Buddhism, like a Buddha nature inside. Every single sentient beings have a spirit inside. So we admire every single thing, nature, and even like rice and foods and everything, right? So that's how like we kind of like appreciate food before we eat. Well, we mostly in our modern society, people don't usually do it, but we used to, our parents' age or grandparents' age, always do like they admire the food, because like in Shintoism, which is Japanese original animism, believe like there are 8 million gods in this world. So like it means like every god's inside of everything. So anyway, so we have 2 different religions, main religions, one Shintoism and one Buddhism. Buddhism is also like very big, and temples are everywhere in Japan. It's like it's been said it's more than a convenience store. We have so many convenience stores, 7-Elevens, all over the place. Like just think about in Chiang Mai there are so many 7-Elevens, right? It's like kind of even more. And imagine there are like 3 or 4 more companies like 7-Eleven. So convenience stores everywhere in Japan. But people, it's been said, temples are more than that, because we have 8 main Buddhist schools in Japan, Buddhist Buddhist groups, main 8 main ones, and a couple of more smaller groups. And so and everyone. Every Japanese people used to belong to some temple. Because, for example, this is temple. This is your temple, and everyone who live around this area, they are member of this temple. So someone die, your family die, your brother, family, your friend, whatever. Someone dies, they do his or her funeral. So they kind of manage all the phone books, family books, address books. Who is in this family and who was your grandfather and parents, and so that's how they maintain the whole community. Because Buddhist temples do funerals and memorial services. They kind of like manage the whole community of that area. Since then, our main job, our main role, is more like doing funerals and memorial services, rather than this spreading of this great wisdom teachings. How we can live with less suffering. That's the most important things, right? How we can just manage this like desire or this suffering. But in Japan, it's more like we've been doing like funerals, memorial services, because the temples have so many members. If your temple has so many members, you'll be busy just for doing funerals and memorial services. And you at the same time you need to maintain your temples, like gardening and like householding things. That's also one of the main jobs for local temples. So Buddhist priest job, what we mostly do is doing that kind of things to maintain this tradition, but which is still like 150 to 200 years. So now more and more people live in the city, so less people in local area, countryside. So now a lot of small temples are struggling for managing their own temple. So now more and more people are collapsing because there is no one who succeed that temple. So more and more people has no one to manage that temple, and more temple who no one comes to that temple because all the members live separately, go to the city, and no money to maintain that temple. So in that sense, and also young people, they have no idea what the Buddhism is about. They have no idea what's the difference between Shintoism and Buddhism. Like me, I had no idea like 10 years ago. Even though my father was a Buddhist priest, I had no idea what's exactly the difference between Shintoism and Buddhism. Once you know, it's so clear. Shintoism it's a Japanese original religion, animism religion, and Buddhism is from India, from Shakyamuni Buddha, our grandmaster. So it's very different, but it's just so mixed in Japan. It's a good things. At some point, the Japanese government said, hey, Buddhism shouldn't just together or just separate. It depends on the Japanese government back then. But for most people, they don't really have any idea with the difference or what they do, or they know Buddhist monks, Buddhist priests do funerals. That's what they know about Buddhism. So what do you think? What do you think Buddhism is? If I ask some young people, maybe temple, or someone say shrine, because they don't know the difference between a temple and a shrine. And some of them say Buddhism, funeral. That's the most people's idea. Buddhism is for funeral, and Christianity for marriage ceremony. That's Japanese majority's kind of like idea, because we don't have really we don't have that kind of like intimate relationship within any kind of religion anymore for most Japanese people. So Japanese Buddhism for most people. So Japanese Buddhism is actually now we are standing on the edge that we need to update what we are doing. Well, that's my idea, even though it's my idea, but we actually need it. Otherwise, young people don't really know about Buddhism, and they don't come to temple, right? So of course, especially if you go local, like no one comes to temple. So because younger people live in the city, and they don't even have any idea about Buddhism, and which means they have no opportunity for getting in touch with this great wisdom, how we can live less suffering. So, but some people, now it's like wellness and well-being, mindfulness, those kind of things are getting popular also in Japan. So some people starting practicing yoga, some people start practicing meditation. So doing meditation is not a weird thing anymore. I compare with about like just like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. If you say, I practice meditation, people say, oh, okay, you become someone like that. Okay, bye. Some kind of like, okay, you do something, you started doing something weird. Okay, I'm not going to be a friend anymore. Something like that. Like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. If you say you practice meditation, people say you're kind of like okay, maybe you're crazy or weird, because they didn't have any idea about meditation. We have like about 30 years ago, we have such a tragedy of such a sad incident happened by some religious cult. And so they were kind of practicing yoga and things, the yoga and meditation things. So all the media is like reporting that, hey, they were doing this kind of weird practice, like to jump or to fly, or to do for the weird purpose. That's what they were doing. And so for many people, for most people in Japan, hey, okay, yoga is a little bit sketchy. Meditation even more sketchy, right? That's how people's mindsets became like this. So that these sad things happened about 30 years ago. Since then, it took kind of long time until people feel kind of comfortable for doing yoga and meditation. So now it's kind of becoming popular, and like business-minded people who like to meditate because for more better production, for more productive, becoming more productive. I don't think it's bad, because people still have chance to get in touch with there's some different state of mind, and it's actually this mindful experience, the practice is always give people to feel this sort of different state of mind. So, but during the pandemic, or even before I started doing a meditation workshop, I asked people, do you struggle practicing meditation? And many people said yes. And many people said they struggle sitting meditation in silence, because their mind is always busy. They don't know how to just becoming quiet. So they don't know how to even just keep focusing on your breath, or they cannot keep it for more than 10 seconds or whatever. But if they have something to focus on, they feel so much better. They feel so much into this kind of like mindful state of mind. So, okay, like for me, I did Zen, traditional Japanese Zen practice in a monastery, and of course we don't sit meditation with music or anything. Of course, we sit in silence. That's the traditional way of meditation. So I was always like, hey, like meditation with music, that's not, kind of sketchy, or I don't feel comfortable for doing that. But just after I noticing this, hey, like more, just people just struggling. Just normally people cannot sit in silence. It's really hard for them. So okay, I was doing music for more than 10 years, since my little age. But starting playing in front of people, like for more than 10 years now, more than 15 years. And then, okay, maybe I can do something a little bit, just adding some music and for helping people to support just meditate. And it really worked. And for many people, it's just so much easier to be away from their thinking mind and into just fully experiencing themselves and what they feel and what comes up and things. Okay, so this process is actually it's kind of same process that I experienced after the intense meditation practice. After years and years of meditation practice, you'll be more sensitive what arises in yourself. And then, okay, wow, this process is like, if music, this kind of music helps people to feel this way, then this is something I should use for people. So then I started playing music for people to guide meditation and to help people to be away from their thinking mind. So that's then I started traveling all over the world since last year, and starting from Europe, then also you went to US, and then since this year I finally came to India. This is my second time in Thailand and first time in Chiang Mai, and very first time to meet Thai monks. So I'm so excited, I'm so honored, and I'm so happy to exchange any kind of opinions, any kind of practices, and also I'm happy to share a little bit music and singing sutras, what I usually I do for people. So and I'm also happy to hear your feedbacks. And yes, so that's my introduction. So my name is Yogetsu. Nice to meet you again.